All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. And I want to just make a quick point. I'm planning on making this video be short, right? About what's happened recently with the whole this Israelite guy that's been exposed for like some heavy things, man. And I'm not too sure if some of these Israelites and some of these other like jakes in the world that are demons anyway, that don't even need to be trying to talk like they're any righteousness, right? Because like when the whole Diddy things came out, people wasn't saying, oh, he deserves mercy for all of that. So why are you saying it now? Why are you saying it now, man? But I'm not too sure if they actually understand the full details of what this guy was trying to, well, what he ultimately, you would have to say he did it. Like I'm not too sure if these people actually understand the fullness of what he actually was doing. And you've got to understand this, and I'm going to read the scripture first. Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. Warn to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for sweet. It's going to be a light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for darkness, because people are more concerned that people spoke about this guy doing this than that he did it. Showing that our people are demons, man. Because here it is, Yahweh Shai didn't do anything wrong. And people's had to, like, Yahweh Shai was so innocent when he was on this earth, right? That people had to bear false witness. They had to lie and said that he did something when he didn't. He never had no sins that people could have been like, yeah, he did this. No, he never did anything wrong. But this guy, like, it's not like people, when it came to the apostles and people are accusing the apostles of, I don't even want to say it, man. Everyone knows what people accuse the apostles of. I don't want to say it right now, man. Because this guy has proof about what he's did. All the things there, and then people might think, oh yeah, he came out and he admitted it. Part of why he came out and admitted it might be fear that there's even worse things that on them text messages, man. There might be worse things. Because it's funny how and I heard a brother say this, man, on his video, he never brought out the messages on his video and showed the messages on his video that showed other things and showed him spending like damn near $200 on some website. And it's not like, oh, people are trying to say, oh, the woman exposed, mate. He came up with the idea from what I saw. Or she was saying, oh, let me do this to you. But he started adding extra details on it. So either way, it was something that both of them wanted to do. She wanted to do that, and he wanted to do it. And just to let y'all know this, by the way, the geezer's 6'5". So height ain't all it's cracked up to be. For all you brothers out there that you thinking, oh, I ain't tall, so that means I'm not a high value man. Fuck height. Because if height mattered, then he wouldn't have did that then. He wouldn't have been wanting to do that if height meant so much, man. Fuck the streets culture too. Because if he was supposedly some streets culture, and look at what did that stop him from doing that? The only thing that would have is the scriptures. And he rejected things to do with that. Every chance that the apostles was telling him things, and some of you clown Israelites there that are saying this and that, yeah. I went looking, and there's a channel that I've been subscribed to for a long time, and I found videos on that channel that go back a decade with them talking about the same guy. A decade going back with them talking about the same guy, saying don't worry about trying to dive in with all of these different people that ain't in the Israelite thing. Just focus on teaching the word. That was way before he went on that No Jumper podcast, man. Which demons that are around that No Jumper podcast couldn't wait to see an Israelite walk through them doors. And he ain't no telling what left with him once he went through there, man. Once he went through to that podcast and came out, ain't no telling what left out them doors with him, man. Ain't no telling. Now, this is the main thing I wanted to say on this whole situation, right? And let me go to this first. Because and I've made videos on this already, but then I was like, nah, I'm not gonna upload this video, and I ended up just stopping what I was saying on camera and didn't end up saying it. But then the things that I was saying in the videos anyway, other people have ended up saying the same things on camera now. So the talking point still ended up out there anyway. And this isn't me trying to make it like, oh, I would have had some new thing to say that no. I'm just saying like the Yahweh still wanted that thing to be said about that anyway. So it got said by many other people, right? But I wanna Salakia, man. I wanna point out this, right? 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 53. Let not the sinner say that he have not sinned, for Yahweh shall burn coals of fire upon his head, which say before the Lord Yahweh and his glory, I have not sinned. And he used to say, I don't which laws am I breaking? He used to say that, and people in the camp that he's from said that. They said, I'm not breaking any laws. They used to say, I'm not breaking any laws. It's possible to keep all the commandments. So had this stuff of not been exposed, right? And this was the point I wanted to say in the lesson. Had this stuff have not been exposed, this man would have been still running around trying to make it like he's not breaking any laws, right? Because when does anybody actually, I haven't heard anybody yet actually say how long ago it was that this stuff was to have took place. When did this happen? Like, did it happen a month ago, 2 months ago, last week? You know what I mean? Like, a year ago? Like, when did this happen? How long ago was it that this happened? Because it definitely would have happened at least more than likely a week ago, which this guy's got videos on the same channel that he was crying about. He's got videos still being rebellious after getting told that him speaking about the 1,000 year, like the third day, and saying from any year time from 2000, the year 2000 to the year 3000, we could be out of here. He was angry that he was getting told about himself for saying that the year 3000 could be when we get saved. Mate, why would you want to think that, man? And he was trying to be rebellious about that. But then people are out there all defending him and that. But if it would have been, people wasn't that defensive when it came to Apostle Vakar wearing a biker jacket. Oh, see, you can't be no man of the Lord wearing no biker jacket. People wasn't on that like that. People, a lot of them niggas in the black conscious community, and I've got to call them that, man. A lot of them niggas in the black conscious community, yeah, they're more angry, it seems to me almost, about Israelites that are talking bad about this guy for what he did, which they must not know the details of what this guy actually was doing, man. And if the guy just does decide to step down completely and say, I'm not going to be a Hebrew Israelite, whether he did or didn't do those things, all of the stuff, right? He will end up doing them because demons are going to get on him and make him do those things and whatever else worse there is to do out there, man. Now, again, had this guy not have been caught out for that, right, he would have been saying, I'm still keeping all the laws. What law am I breaking? And thinking that because physically we don't know and can't see whatever he is breaking a law, that he ain't breaking them. And is that not a camp that talks about how you meant to wear your fringes all the time and stuff like that? Wear your fringes. So did he have fringes on when he? And I've heard a brother say this. Did he have fringes on when he was doing that? And he was talking about when the sun goes down, I'm gonna buy it. So what does that mean then? That them messages, more than likely, I would have to say yes, was being made on the Sabbath. You know what I mean? Like, and to be thinking that you're righteous because you ain't bought nothing on the Sabbath, but you're planning to do that on the Sabbath. What, like, and then actually have to have the nerve that you're thinking you're not breaking any laws. Like, what the hell, man? Because if somebody even saw and found out that I was doing that, and I ain't even no ranked individual, I ain't no head of nothing, you know what I mean? I ain't pretty much nothing relevant, really. But if somebody would have seen that I was doing that, all these forgiveness motherfuckers, they wouldn't be saying that. They'd be like, oh, this guy's some weirdo, man. Yo, where's he? Yo, do you know where he lives? Let's punch man up, you know. They be wanting to fight. They wouldn't be saying, oh no, oh, forgiveness, if they found out that I did that. I don't think so. It's just because they want to try and pretend like they're good people now and hope that all the people that was in Sakari, they kind of phase out and, oh, some of them might come in to be the house of consciousness, brother, and we're going to get them in debates, brother. That's why they're really doing all that. It's not sincere. And yeah, I wanted to say this. It seems like some of these people in the black conscious community are more angry with the Israelites for exposing this guy than they are with what a guy from their own thing did, that polite guy, man. A lot of them didn't really have as much to say. A lot of them. But they're going to say something about this. Like, don't they actually understand what the guy was trying to, was wanting to be done to him, what he wanted to do? Like, do they not understand? Do they not know the details and nothing like that? Like, what? Like, mate, like, what the hell, man? But they're trying to talk about the Israelites that spoke about it and make out like they're demons. When had it not, I'm gonna say it again, man. I'm gonna say it again. Had this have not been exposed, right? The guy would still be running around saying, which laws am I breaking? Because he was proud, probably going back now 6 days ago, 5, 6 days ago, he was still proud about getting rebuked about something else, still being rebellious, knowing damn well that he had already did that activity, still proud, still going on podcasts talking about Paul's laws, Paul's writings are not right. He was still moving mad proud, knowing that he did that, knowing that he's telling his woman to do this and to do that, knowing that he wants his woman talking all kind of reckless to him, man. Which this ain't to say that no man might have a desire to do something that's not, wouldn't be a sin with a woman. That wouldn't have to be no one's business, but this thing should have been brought out, man, because it's outrageous. Like, you kind of almost haven't even heard about nothing as wicked as that in the world, to be honest with you. You don't ever read about stuff as wicked as that in the world, really. And these people are trying to talk about and try and be on some team defense mode out here. But you ain't really heard too much stuff as wicked as that in the world. Never mind among people that are Israelites. And I want to just say this, though. If that's the kind of stuff that people that are Israelites are doing, then how much more outrageous are we going to find out the stuff that Esau's doing? And some of these wicked ass people, man, they must have not read Ezekiel the 8th chapter. If you read Ezekiel the 8th chapter, there is more stuff than that that's going on even among the Israelite thing. If you read Ezekiel 8, right, it says, in fact, I'll read the scripture, Ezekiel chapter 8 and verse 13. He said also unto me, turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. So the time's going to come where even more darker things than what that guy did will end up getting exposed, man, by a disgruntled woman that's also wicked herself, by the way. Like, that woman exposed and baited out that guy, but she's wicked too. And that's why I can understand perfectly, you don't need to tell me once on Eve no more. I already know that the so-called black woman is a demon, man. I understand why Apostle Tahar said, I'm terrified of women right now. Right? Because they're demons. They're wicked. And the women have become so corrupt out here that they don't want to get their cheeks clapped unless the man's a certain high value man. But they want to clap your cheeks. You understand? You understand? These women out here, they want to clap your cheeks, bro. They got body count so high that they're tired of getting their cheeks clapped. They want to clap yours. You understand how wicked it is out here? And people have got the nerve to try and talk about Israelites for talking about that. Huh? What are you talking about? What are you on about? How the hell are you trying to rebuke somebody that's disgusted? That's somebody that said they don't break any laws, but that's the things they're doing behind the scenes. Not somebody that said, you know what, we all fall short of the glories of and the tender mercies of God, and I just hope to get the tender mercies of David. They were saying, I don't break any. What law am I breaking? What law? These are the kind of things that they were saying. This guy was saying, what law am I breaking? He would say that, and if people was to go and do a search, they would find videos on his channel of where on streets saying, what laws am I breaking to people? Saying I'm keeping all the laws. Saying it's possible to keep all of the laws. Going into the scriptures and thinking that he's proving that he's found people that have kept every single law. Basically saying that there's people that he thinks he can find that didn't need the blood of Yahweh Shai to cover their sins. But I wonder if he'll still think that now. And if he does try and say, I'm going to step down and not still believe the Israelite thing in general at all, well, you're going to see him do even worse than that. And if anyone that's out there, who's this guy to say anything? Romans 1. Yeah. Romans, the first chapter, man. And I'm going to read it. Romans chapter 1. Yeah. Romans chapter 1 and verse 22. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. And a lot of you other people that are saying something about Israelites that are putting this out, yeah. You don't even understand that some of these men know this guy. So let them get it off their chest that they have been trying to tell this guy, like, relax, man. And he didn't relax. So who the fuck? They know him. They've met him in person. They know him. And some of you people that have been an Israelite a year or 2 years, you want to try and run your mouth. Mate, what's the new covenant, man? Worry about that. It's salvation for everyone. Do you understand how to break down that the Gentiles cannot be saved? Worry about that. Worry about understanding that the virgin birth ain't real. Worry about those things, but don't get on a hype. Don't get on a hype. Because more things are going on than you understand. Don't relax yourself, man. Because knowing that you're an Israelite for whatever time you might think, there's still even more that you don't understand. And this thing that's came out has been an eye-opener to everyone that says that they're Israelite. Because I don't think that that no one among being an Israelite has ever heard about anything like this coming out before. Like this. I don't know. And if there is, then it would maybe only be apostles of Great Millstone and elders. Everyone else, like this, is a new thing for them to be seen going on, man. You know what I mean? Verse 24, wherefore God gave them up to uncleanness through the lusts of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Is that not what happened? And is that not what happened to a lot of you people among the world too? And everyone just always so forgiving. If it was to be anyone else from and I'm the camp that y'all love to hate, Great Millstone, if it would have been any of them, you wouldn't be saying none of this forgiveness stuff. You'd still be making videos right now. I told y'all, man. I told y'all. You'd be gassed up. And so the only reason why Sarnetta is trying to claim praise to this guy is because he don't know how to pick him. He don't know how to pick a champion, because he gave this guy, didn't he give this guy a Hebrew of the Year award or an Israelite award or something? Showing he don't know what the hell he's talking about. He gave this guy an Israelite award as if he's the one to be giving out awards in a doctrine that he don't believe in. Like, you know, how is this guy setting up awards in a doctrine he don't believe in, man? And I could talk about this kind of stuff more, but I want to just quickly get to the point, man. I didn't even plan for this lesson to be long. Verse 27. In fact, verse 26. For this cause God gave them up to vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. It's against nature for a woman to want to get her cheeks clapped. I mean, for a woman to want to clap your cheeks, bruh. That's against nature. That's against nature, bruh. And it's damn sure against nature for any man to want that to happen to him. And then it's even more flipping crazy as hell for some guy that's 6'5" to be on that. Why didn't the guy just build up? If the guy, like, mate, why couldn't he have just built up his confidence or something like that in himself? By hitting the gym. The guy's 6'5". Don't women like men that are 6'5"? Okay, he's got a receding hairline, mate. Cut it off. There's no point having what you think is luxurious hair around the sides, but then the top's missing. You know what I mean? Imagine a nice, beautiful house, yeah? A nice, beautiful house. The outside's all beautiful, but then they ain't got no roof. Mate, like, nah. What's the point fronting? Just cut it off. Just cut the hair off, man. You could have just cut the hair off, bruv. I used to like getting my hair cut and all that. Used to get skin fade and all this bullshit. You know what I mean? Then when you come time to find out, nah, you're not supposed to, let it go, bruh. And if he was lacking confidence, because although he's 6'5", whatever, maybe he's thinking, oh, I'm overweight and that, or whatever. Mate, just go gym then. You're already 6'5". Just go gym, bro. Like whatever that, what man, but man, I don't know, man. And it's crazy because the way how this guy used to talk and go on, yeah, you be thinking, man, that's degrading yourself to a high degree. What he wanted to do, and people are trying to still say, "Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy," and that. When he's not merciful to himself, he's not merciful to people, man. He was accusing men of taking a jump shot, bearing false witness. And what was he wanting to happen if men had behind the scenes took the jump shot? And on one of his recent videos, when he was trying to defend himself, he's got comments on his channel saying, "Oh, when people have said, oh, the apostles did this and the apostles did that, they were teaching this and teaching that." He's got things saying, "Oh, can you show me? Can you send me the link?" So he didn't mind having videos shown to try and defend himself. So then now that information is being shown and shared about him, so what then, man? Because you didn't have that kind of mercy within you. So why should he get that kind of mercy that he didn't care about? When it came out what that no jumper guy was allowed his wife to go and do, didn't he make videos on that? I believe I've seen videos that he made on that. And was he saying in them videos, I don't know to a certain degree, but did he say in them videos a wife shouldn't be baiting out what's going on with her man? And then he ended up on that podcast anyway. He ended up on that show. And the same demon that made that no jumper guy do what he did, he's probably the same demon that made him do what he did. Whatever demon jumped on that guy, yeah, to make him do that stuff that he did, right? Couldn't wait for Israelite to walk through them doors of that no jumper. And dived off whoever was in it was on and jumped on him. And that's why if you was to probably look back around the time that he started going on that, you probably didn't realize that somebody else around that podcast fell off. Because the demons that was giving them the spirit to yada 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 and talk all their smoke on their show, on that show, and that probably left them and jumped on him. Like, you're boring me now. I've got a new person to jump on. And people might think, oh, this is a bit out there. This happens, man. This stuff's in the scriptures. that demons jump on people on and off them. And again, I'm going to say it one more time, man. Lord will, I'm going to just say it one more time and be done with the lesson. Had this guy not have been exposed for this, right, he'd still be running around saying he ain't breaking no laws. You understand? This was a guy that used to say, and somebody can get on the comment board and say, can correct me if I'm wrong, he used to say he ain't breaking no laws. He used to say that. He used to say, I'm not, what laws, when he would say, I keep all the laws, or do you keep all the laws? He'd say yes. And the people would say, no, you're not. And he'd say, okay, which one of the laws am I breaking? And think that because you got fringes on and a beard, that you ain't breaking no laws. And then when people would say to him, you've got a hat on for starters, he'd say that that poor thing ain't no law. He used to say he can have sex on the Sabbath, right? So he wasn't even giving himself a restraint from sex any point in time in the week that if he would have wanted it then. Whereas if you would have not even did it on the Sabbath, then that's a way that you're somewhat restraining yourself from that then, right? But he wasn't even thinking that I think that's wrong. But then people are trying to say, oh, defend him this and defend him that. But let's see then if something like that comes out about somebody that's, you know what I mean? Let's see if something comes like that about somebody else, then that's an Israelite. If you're going to be saying, oh, mercy, 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 remember the tender mercies, or are you going to try and use that as an excuse now to say, oh, but y'all didn't have mercy on that, brother, so we ain't going to. Let's see. Let's see if y'all, and all you Sakari guys, let's see if y'all are going to be saying that too, because my next Sakari guy, he came out talking. There's some same one that I've seen, I think, with Volker Malone, and he just sounded like a black Christian to me when he was talking, man. Man, you know what? Let me read this. Verse 63. Surely he knoweth your, 2nd chapter 16, verse 63. Surely he knoweth your inventions and what ye do in your hearts, even them that sin and would hide their sin. He was sinning and hiding his sin, but he was trying to say that he ain't breaking no laws though. Verse 53. Let not the sinner say that he have not sinned, for God shall burn coals of fire upon your head, which say before the Lord Yahweh in his glory, I have not sinned. That's what he was saying. And had this not have came out, right, and a year been able to still go on, he's only saying I'm stepping down because it came out what he did. But he was telling the apostles and elders to retire. So let's say that they retired, right? And everyone waved them off and they went on a cruise ship and it just was like, oh, Shalom, Barakatah, brothers. And they sail off into the sunset, retired now. We in all four of them in Hawaiian t-shirts and retired now. About to go and just drink mojitos and pina coladas and live out the rest of their lives. Well, what would we be left with then? What would everyone in Israel have been left with then? That in charge, yeah? Like, what the hell are you people talking about, man? They was trying to tell people to step down. And again, I said I was going to say only one more time, but obviously it seems that it's not being said. If this guy had not been exposed for doing that, he would still be going around proud saying, what laws am I breaking? What laws am I breaking? What laws am I breaking? Hoping that no one's going to expose what he's did. Not even believing that a woman would come out and bait out what he did like that, which the woman baited out herself too, by the way. So all like she's a demon too. Any woman that wants to do that to a man, she's a demon. And I ain't trying to hear no, oh, she was scared and intimidated. That's why she played along. I don't fucking believe that. Right? Do what Susanna did then. Because Susanna got put in a situation where she was being forced to try and commit adultery. But she screamed. She screamed out. Yeah. She screamed out and said, you know what, it's better for me to get accused of committing adultery when I haven't did it than to commit adultery and then people let me slide. It was better. She said it was better not do it and get put to death than to actually physically do the adultery and then they leave her alone. That's what she even knew. So I ain't trying to hear that, oh, I'm intimidated and all that. That's excuses that people make for women all the time, man. Women are demons too. And there's always seems to be a demon woman attached to any scandal that goes on in anywhere in the world, man. Even within this whole Diddy bopping thing that's going on, ain't the women attached? Who's celebrity woman B or whatever it is that was in the room when certain dodgy thing was going on with Diddy and another celebrity? Who is the woman? There's always a wicked ass woman attached. But because women don't have honor or shame and stuff like that for the most part, right? Some do, because I mentioned one already, Susanna, in the scriptures. Because they don't really have honor, ain't nothing embarrassing to them. Ain't really too many things embarrassing for women. Apart, maybe their body count's embarrassing. But even some women are proud to boast and say that now. They're asking and begging men for money that they don't even really know. Ain't embarrassing. They put their cash up on the thing. Being a complete hoe ain't embarrassing for them, really. Being obese and overweight and walking down the street in a bikini ain't embarrassing for the women. And I gotta say it one more time, man. Had this guy have not been exposed, let me see how much time I'm on, man. Okay. Had this guy not have been exposed for saying this, I mean, for doing this thing that he did, right? He would still be going around saying, what laws am I breaking? And what he did, man, what he did, right, is very out there, man. That's an out there thing. Of all the desires that a man could have had, or that a man could have even had around a similar kind of topic, man. That's a strange one. That's strange, bro. That's rainbow, but he's saying nah, it ain't. To want something to go up any parts of a man, he's off. And people are talking about, oh, defend him. Oh, don't tell him don't step down. What you mean tell him don't to bring? What you mean bring him back? So you'd want him as being the head of a thing still? Is that what some of you people are saying? Showing that our people of Israel are demons, man. They really are a stiff-necked generation. And in the end times, people are going to be singing and dancing, eating and giving in marriage, man. But then if a person that actually is of the elect is to get caught doing something wrong, people are going to be laughing. And this ain't no thing for any man to think, oh, see what I'm into and what I've did wrong and my sins ain't nowhere near as outrageous as that. So I'm just skied off better. No, it's not even about that. But it is about this. Don't be running around, and this should have been a warning to all the people that are in them camps that be saying that they're not breaking any laws now. Don't be running around saying that you're not breaking any laws because Yahweh is going to show what you are doing then. Watch yourself, man. Don't be running around saying that we're keeping all the laws. Don't waste your breath. Because no one don't believe you. And this guy ain't no telling how many times he said, I'm not breaking any laws. So then Yahweh's like, you know what, man? Because let's just say this, man. Like some people might think, oh, this guy's always been into that. He's always been like that. Well, if you read Romans 1, that's not true. Rejecting the right doctrine can make you be into that. You understand? If you're looking for scriptures concerning what happened with this thing, read Romans 1 and read Ezekiel the 8th chapter. Read Revelation the 2nd chapter, where it speaks about the Jezebel spirit, man. Like people will be like, oh, yeah, this guy was always, well, maybe, but also read Romans 1 though. Because professing yourself to be wise and rejecting the true doctrine of the Bible, it could lead to spirits jumping on you. And that's not a thing that's only exclusive to him. It can happen to anyone. And it's not a thing that's only exclusive to people that have had a certain childhood. No, it can happen to anyone. And most of these alphabeting and rainbowing people that are going around in the earth, they went through the process of what's mentioned in Romans 1, starting from like the 19th chapter to the end of the verse. They went through that. They claimed that they believed in the Lord, rejected it all, and God gave them up unto unclean spirits, gave them up to vile affections, the affections and the things that was in their heart already. He made them not have that thing where you're saying, where you when you're out in the world and you're around people and that, and you're like, fuck you, Satan. Stay away, Satan, you damn devil. He took that part away from a man and gave them the, yes, I'll do what you want me to do. He put that bit on him instead, which is scary. Which is scary, man. Verse 63, surely he knoweth your inventions and what you think in your hearts, even them that sin, and would hide their sin. Who, again, when did this thing take place? Because did it take place and then this guy is saying to people, I ain't breaking no laws? What sin am I breaking? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell, man? Everyone's talking about mercy, mercy. But the guy was saying he ain't breaking no laws. So he didn't even really think he needed mercy himself. He didn't even really think that. Then that's all I've got to say, man. He didn't even think that he needed mercy, man. He was a guy that was saying, I ain't breaking any laws. And I don't understand why. Listen, man. If anyone ever hears me saying I'm keeping all the laws from any video, I was fucking lying, because I ain't keeping all the laws, man. I'm hoping that Yahweh Barsham, that the blood of Yahweh Shai can cover any law that I do not keep. And I'm trying to keep some of the laws, right? But do I succeed all the time? Absolutely not. I'm hoping that when Yahweh Shai comes back down to the earth, that I don't get destroyed. Absolutely. And what's one of the things that on the earth we can pray that Yahweh Barsham Yahushai put the spirit on us to not do, that can guarantee and seal our salvation? Not taking the MOTB. That's it. But to be going around saying you're not breaking any laws, and then it turns out that that's what you're up to. Like, you know what I mean? What can you say, man? Because had this guy, when a man that's of high age, when Ariar died, a man that's of high age and he's dead and would have been, people thought he was dead and gone. He said, fuck him. Was he having tender mercies of David in that time himself? No. He weren't saying, oh, yeah, he's dead now, so he's in his right mind. He never even said nothing like that. He said, fuck him. That's what he said. That's what he said, man. But then people expect, people are talking about, remember what measure of meat you measure out. That's the measure that you get, not considering that, okay, that goes for him too. So what measure of mercy he was dishing out, that's the measure of mercy that he's now receiving. Because a lot of you people don't think, man. Mercy goes two ways. If you're humble when you get when something comes out about you, because that getting exposed for what you're up to in the world and what you're embarrassed about yourself, that can happen to anyone. Even a thing that's not necessarily nowhere near as bad as that can happen to anyone. But then what then? Then what do you do afterwards? I'm gonna end the video there, man. In fact, verse 64, therefore have the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. So all you people out there that are saying that you ain't breaking no laws, just be warned, man. The scriptures speak about people like you. And he says it's going to put you all to shame, because there's many people out there like that. And all of you are going to be put to shame, that are going around saying you ain't breaking no laws, when you know damn well you are. All you people out there that you're saying it's okay to sleep with your woman on the Sabbath, no, it's not. Some of you people out there that are thinking it's okay to sleep with your woman on your menstrual cycle, that makes you unclean, man. Now, does the Bible actually say don't do it? No, it don't. But it says you're unclean if you do it though. So that's not a thing that you should be doing, because you become unclean now. You become unclean. But people, like, man, this thing was to expose as well, from what I'm seeing, how wicked Israelites are. To expose how wicked the children of Israel are, man, and to make Yahweh realize, man. I mean, to make us realize that Yahweh does need to kill us, a lot of us, man. And at the time of Jacob's trouble, can't come fast enough. And to also show that a lot of Israelites are going to take the MOTB and justify it. They're going to justify it when they take it. But you know what? Shalom. I'm done. Shalom.